Alright, listen, if you run a B2B company, SaaS, cybersecurity, logistics, consulting, compliance, and you're still waiting on a $15,000 agency cost to build your website, you need to see this. I just built 5 completely different B2B websites using Claude Opus 4.6, and I'm not talking about generic one-pagers with stock photos and schedule a demo button. I'm talking about websites that look like a funded Series A company built them. Dark mode SaaS dashboards, bold cybersecurity branding, clean institutional compliance platforms, and you're walking away with the exact prompts I used and the blueprint to build your own. Before we dive in, I need to explain why B2B web design is a completely different game than B2C. When you're designing for a consumer brand, a fitness studio, a running apparel brand, you're optimizing for emotion. You want someone to feel something and buy. B2B is the opposite. You're designing for trust, credibility, and clarity. Your buyer might be a VP who's evaluating you alongside 3 other vendors and are sharing your site with their team before you ever get a call. They need to understand what you do, why you're credible, and how to take the next step in seconds. And research shows they're nearly 70% through their buying decision before they ever talk to your sales team. The prompts I'm giving you today are specifically engineered for that. Social proof placement, clear value propositions above the fold, enterprise grade aesthetics, conversion focused CTAs. This isn't about making something pretty. It's about building the kind of site that makes a decision maker think these people are serious. Let's build the first one. So you can see I've got Claude Cowork open on the desktop app. I'm running Opus 4.6, which is the best version at the time of this recording, and the design capabilities are a step change from anything I've seen before. Quick setup for anyone following along. Claude Cowork works on local files. I've got a folder called B2B websites in my personal drive, and that's where everything is going to build into. If this is your first time using Claude Cowork, don't worry, I'll walk you through the key steps. And I've put all 5 prompts in the description, completely free, copy and paste them. But if you want one of these built specifically for your business with your copy, your branding, your actual service page, I'll tell you how at the end. Let's keep building. Alright, website number 1. We're starting with the hottest B2B sector on the planet right now. We're building a website for an AI agent SaaS platform. Think relevance AI, view AI, that whole space. This sector's search volume has been growing. Here's the problem. After waiting for a few minutes, look at this. This is what I mean about B2B design. Look at the structure. Clear hero, trusted by logo bar right below the fold. That's doing massive work for credibility. Then the 3-step, how it works, which de-risks the product immediately. Features grid, testimonial, demo CTA. This is textbook enterprise SaaS website architecture, and Claude nailed it in one shot. If you're building an AI startup right now and your website doesn't match the caliber of what you're actually building, there is a chance you could be leaving money on the table. VCs look at your website, enterprise buyers look at your website. This is your digital handshake. Alright, let's keep moving. Website number 2, and we're going dark. Now, cybersecurity branding is interesting because we'll try to communicate 2 things, urgency and trust. I want it to feel dangerous but also reliable. So let's see if Claude can nail both. Here's the prompt. Okay, so this is looking really strong out the gate. The typography, the color palette, the brutalist card layout. Claude understood the assignment, and this is important for you to hear, it might not always be perfect on the first shot. And I want to be real about that because a lot of AI website videos might make it look like most of the time you prompt once and it's done. That's not how this actually works from my experience. So what I'm seeing here is that the nav bar isn't collapsing properly, and there are a couple of sections that are rendering completely blank. The structure is there in the code, but something's not connecting visually. This happens, it's part of the process. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give Claude a follow-up prompt. This is where the real skill of vibe coding lives. It's not about getting perfection in one shot. It's about knowing how to direct Claude when something's off. Think of it like working with a junior developer. They're talented, they're fast, but sometimes you need to point them in the right direction. So here's my follow-up prompt. And after some time, we can see now that took maybe 30 seconds of extra prompting. 2 prompts total for a cybersecurity website that looks like a funded startup built it. So the takeaway here, don't expect one-shot perfection every time. Expect a strong version 1 and then a quick refinement pass. That's the actual workflow. And honestly, that second or third prompt where you diagnose what's wrong and tell Claude specifically what to fix, that's the skill that could separate people who get average results from people who get incredible results with AI. Website 3, B2B logistics and supply chain tech. This is a monster market. The US-Mexico trade corridor alone hit $840 billion in 2024. Every manufacturer, every distributor, every 3PL is looking for better technology. This looks like a massive opportunity for anyone building in logistics tech or anyone who wants to build websites for logistics companies. Here's the prompt. After waiting for some time, we can see this beautiful, clean corporate layout. This is the kind of stuff a VP of supply chain probably wants to see. Look at the metrics bar. 2 million shipments, 40 countries, 99.99% uptime. This is clean. This is corporate. This is the kind of stuff a VP of supply chain probably wants to see. And the integration partner strip is smart too. The logistics buyer sees tools they already use on your site. That's instant familiarity. In the case study preview, Claude gave us a card with a headline like how North Star Logistics Group reduced shipping delays by 34%. That's bottom of funnel content baked into the homepage design. Website 4, Compliance and RegTech. Europe passed the first major law regulating AI, the EU AI Act, and parts of it already kicked in 2025. On top of that, you've got rules like GDPR that protects your personal data, HIPAA that protects your medical records, and SOC 2 that makes sure companies keep your information secure. These regulations keep growing every single year. Here's the prompt. Now, that is what a compliance platform should look like. Feel the authority in this design, the navy palette with the gold accent. It reads like a cross between a top-tier law firm and a modern SaaS product. That's exactly the balance we need. The frameworks grid is perfect. Anyone landing on this page can immediately see if their compliance need is covered. SOC 2, GDPR, HIPAA, EU AI Act. It's all there in these clean iconographic cards. If you're building in compliance tech or RegTech, steal this prompt. One more and we're going luxury. Website 5, Management Consulting and Advisory. This is a high-ticket B2B play. McKinsey charges in the range of $500,000 for an engagement. Boutique firms charge $50,000 to $200,000 and many of them have websites that looks like a workplace. This could be a great space. Consulting firms sell on credibility and perceived expertise, and their website is often the first thing a C-suite executive sees. If it doesn't look like a $1 million brand, they're probably not paying $1 million fees. Here's the prompt. After waiting for a few minutes, look at that hero, the serif typography paired with the asymmetric layout. It signals we are thoughtful, we are premium, we're not your average consultant. The featured insight section is brilliant. Positions the firm as a thought leader, not just a service provider. The partner profile section adds so much credibility, and look at the client logos. Even as placeholders, the layout communicates we work with the biggest names. When you drop in real logos, this is going to be very powerful. 5 websites, all B2B, all built from scratch with Claude Cowork. But none of this means anything if you can't ship it. Every single one of these sites can be deployed live. You can use platforms like Netlify. It's free to start. You just drag and drop your project folder and your site is live with a real URL in under a minute. No server setup, no hosting headaches. Netlify handles the build and gives you a link you can share immediately. So you're going from prompt to published website in the same setting. Now, obviously, to make any of these production ready, you'd swap in your actual copy, drop in real image, build out additional pages, maybe add a blog or search engine optimization, and connect your analytics and CRM. But the foundation, the design system, the layout, architecture, that's where every project starts, and we just knocked it out in minutes. If you are a B2B founder, an operator, or you're running any kind of professional services company, your website is your most important sales asset. And right now, the tools to build a world-class one are accessible to everyone. You don't need 3 months. You don't need a $20,000 budget. You probably need clarity on your messaging, the right prompts, and 15 minutes. You just watched me build 5 of these in this video. If you want one built for your business with the right messaging, the right positioning, and a site built to do the selling for you, there's a link in the description to book a call. Let's build yours. If you've got value from this, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment telling me which of these 5 websites was your favorite.